Welcome to the Loving Yourself podcast with emotional intelligence and self-care life coach, Pastor Tammy Wilson. The goal of this podcast is to empower you to be the very best you that you can be. We will talk about self-care, setting boundaries, emotional intelligence, and much, much more. Join us now for a broadcast already in progress.
Hi, I am Pastor Tammy Wilson. I want to welcome you to the Loving Yourself podcast. My goal is to empower you to be the best you that you can be. I want to talk to you about self-care, setting boundaries, and emotional intelligence. So today we're going to talk about emotional intelligence just for a few moments. Emotional intelligence can be developed. That's learning to take control over your emotions. The Bible says if you can't control your emotions, it's like a city without walls. And the first thing that you need to do to control your emotions is to have self-awareness. Know the cause of your emotions. Know the things that set you off. Know the things that trigger you. Know the things that will make you react in a certain way that's not positive in your life. So listen, you got to learn how to respond. Learn how to respond correctly. We respond, but we don't always respond correctly. When you learn how to respond correctly, then you'll be able to prevent yourself from escalating, from going too far, from doing too much. Manage your emotions. How do I do that? First of all, you learn how to stay focused. Stay focused. Stay in the moment. Most of the time, we get upset and we get aggravated and frustrated because we're thinking about things that are not in the moment. We're going beyond the moment. We're thinking about things that would stress us out. The what ifs. A lot of the what ifs can be avoided if you just stay in the moment. Because guess what? Some of those things may not even happen. So you're all stressed out and frustrated about something that might happen, and then your mood is just all altered. But the Bible says, and Romans 12:2 says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by what? The renewing of your mind. You have to renew your mind. You have to, Joyce Myers put it like this. She said, you have to think about what you think about. And a lot of times we respond, we react without thinking. You have to think about what you think about. And when you do that, you'll learn how to take responsibility for your actions. You'll think clearly. You'll learn how to take responsibility for your thoughts. When you do that, then you'll learn how to know what determines the results in your life. The Bible says, think on the things that are pure, that are honest, that are just, as of a good report. So when you stop for a moment, calm down, settle your mind, settle your heart, because sometimes your heart can just run away with you. And when you allow your heart to run away with you, then your emotions and your body will follow. But listen, you matter too. And when you understand that you matter, you'll learn how to calm down and think about those things that will cause you to go left when you should go right. Emotional intelligence is so important because we can prevent a lot of stress, a lot of heartaches, a lot of headaches, a lot of jail time, a lot of broken relationships and friendships. A lot of those things can be avoided or even saved if we learn how to guard our emotions, guard our heart, guard our mind, and pull down those strongholds and those high things that exalts itself up against the knowledge of Christ. And the Bible says, bring it into captivity to the obedience of Christ. Those are the things that we need to work on. Work on ourselves and stop focusing on what everybody else is doing and how they're responding, and focus on how you respond, how you need to respond, and how you want to respond. What do you want out of life? What do you want your life to look like this time next year? How do you want to be? Do you want to be happy? Or do you want to be sad? Do you want to be peaceful, or do you want to be that one that's always angry and upset and always frustrated just for no reason. When you wake up, you're mad. When you go to bed, you're mad. But if you learn how to use emotional intelligence, I promise you, you'll smile again. You'll get that joy back. You'll get that peace back if you learn how to control your own emotions. Listen, join me every Monday for this podcast, the Loving Yourself podcast on Mondays. It will be available to you in all of the major podcast outlets and also on my new YouTube channel. Listen, you matter. Learn to love you so that you don't have to worry about anybody else loving you. When you learn to love you first, everybody else love is secondary because yours is the best. I love you much and I mean it. Have a great evening. God bless.